Alright, I think this is good enough. We'll see though. Ha! There we go, a little better. Let's see if I can get the settings right this time around. Alright. That'll do. Nice, Emil. Nice. Yeah, I just figured I'd hop on because trying to get some more painting done, and I have about an hour or so to burn. Just figured I'd just stream this, you know? I do need to get a better setup for this, but for now it's fine. Alright, yes, last time we finished, oh fuck, that was almost a disaster. Last time we finished off this guy, so he's done, as far as the green goes. So I guess we'll do this guy next. I mean, Storm Guardians can be good. I just think Riel is probably better off with some Void Reavers. And the only reason I say that is because Void Reavers can reroll hits, the unit, so that means he gets to reroll hits. So they're actually a pretty decent combat force, and they also have really good objective control as well. So they can actually take objectives really well. But I think Riel is just basically good with... well, you basically just take him for the redeploy. Basically. He's good though. I like him. I have Riel. One of my subscribers actually found him and bought it. I bought him off him. So that was cool. Cool find too. Metal model. Very rare. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, you know, you pay 100 points for him and like he's good and everything, but he's nothing outstanding considering the redeployment rules happen after, or they happen before you determine first turn. So it's not like you know if you're going to go first or not. I think if you knew you were going to go first or not, he'd be almost an auto include, but unfortunately that's just not the case. Yeah, exactly. What he brings to the army, you know, and he's a theme character. You know, I really like him with, you know, models that can do a scout move, because it can, you know, you put that on top of the scout move and it's really useful. So he synergizes well with Corsairs, and I think he's actually good in Corsair armies. But he's also good with like just big stuff, you know, like, I know the Wraith Knight got nerfed, but he's good with redeploying the Wraith Knight, stuff like that. Can really do a good job at that. Which is cool, you know? Like, I think it's cool that there's a character like that in the book that can like really like help you be a strategist, you know? I always liked that about certain certain leaders. But Storm Guardians, you know, I'm gonna do a video on Storm Guardians pretty soon, because they actually have some little like dirty tricks that you can pull. And the great thing about Storm Guardians is that like in competitive play, when you don't know if your mission is gonna have sticky objectives or not, they're a really good just utility pick for that, for sticky objectives. If you're just playing regular craft-rolled Eldar, of course, if you're playing Ynnari, it's not even worth getting the Storm Guardians, because you can get the Capelites for sticky objectives. But if you're just playing craft-rolled, it's pretty good. Let's see if I can. hate the camera angle on this, but it is what it is. Because you guys can't even see that, which is unfortunate. I have to get a better camera or something. I guess I'm not really a good enough painter, so it doesn't really matter if you can see what I'm doing or not. I'm pretty awful at painting, actually, so. As much as I like army paints for the cost, nothing will ever beat, and some of you guys may know this, nothing will ever beat the original foundation paints of GW. Does anybody remember the original foundation paints that GW came out with? It was like $40 and you got like, I don't know, maybe like 12 paints or something like this. Yeah, it's a custom craft rolled Felix. Or Feliz, I should say. Yeah, it's a custom craft rolled. So it's craft rolled Proxy. You know, because I'm not a very original person, so I just named it after the channel. And they're pretty much just an asshole craft rolled. I mean, they kind of just like isolate themselves. They're just like fuck everybody else kind of thing. And they're just doing their own thing. Trying to rescue lost craft rolls. Trying to rebuild them, you know, rebuild the empire kind of thing. Kind of like the Bealtan used to be before the whole like awakening of you need thing. Because I really liked the Bealtan lore and stuff like that, so yeah, that's how you spell Proxy, man. That's exactly what it is. Well, it's just because my channel name is Proxy Hammer, you know, so I just basically just went with that. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna name it Proxy, you know. It's a really lazy thing to do, but I don't care. Oh, the Luganth craft roll is freaking cool. You know what's crazy? I used to love getting the codexes and just like looking at all the different craft rolls that you could be. And I used to like that so much. I thought it was really cool when they came out with all the custom craft rolls. Like you could pick your own craft roll. Why is the channel named Proxy Hammer? Good question. It's because I like proxying stuff and trying out new things. Originally, this channel was going to be a way to teach players how to like proxy their models. It was going to be Eldar strategies and tactics, but it was also going to be like tutorial videos on like how to like create like good looking like stand-ins for your models, like cheap shit. You know, like little like hacks, game hacks and stuff, but the more I did a few videos really early on this channel about that, and then I just realized that like I don't think anybody like cares. Like if somebody wanted to actually create a channel about like basically cutting out cardboard like this, I mean, like they would have already done it, right? Like this is what I was gonna do, and I was just gonna make like little things like this. And then I was like, you know, actually, I'm a pretty experienced Eldar player. I could probably help the community out and like, you know, show them different ways of like being able to play the faction and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what I did instead. So I did a few videos covering like how to make good proxies and stuff, and then I just went straight on and just ended up doing Eldar videos, which was really cool. Which was more enjoyable at the end of the day, because I don't think I would have had like a ton of fun just like doing anything else, you know? You know what? I got a Tyrannid trying to fuck with me right now. I gotta go Gotta go purge it really quick. Gotta go purge this Tyranid filth. All right, Xenos purged. No, it was a freaking wasp, man. I had to kill that thing. Good question. Good question, Daniel. So any unit that's really good for buff stacking is something I would recommend taking at max or consider taking at max. I like taking Shadow Specters at max occasionally. Also, Wraithguard. Excuse me. Wraithguard are good for a max unit. Shroud Runners can be good, but their base sizes are a little big, so it's kind of hard to hide them with Fire and Fade. I would actually recommend not to take Shroud Runners in big units now because of the fact that they lost access to a 1 CP Phantasm. So I would actually just keep those in minimum squads of 3 nowadays. Wind Riders are pretty good in max squads because they get rerolls, but you can also give them a Warlock to ignore cover, so that's nice. Excuse me, God. I think I got hit by a spore mine when I was taking out that Tyranid. That would just be the worst fucking death. Just imagine getting taken out by a spore mine. And that was your life. You just got taken out by a spore mine. Like, it'd be the worst death, you know? Like, not even going out against a Gene Stealer or anything like that. Just a fucking spore mine, dude. Yeah, max squad of Warp Spiders. I mean, the thing is most people take them for objectives, but their damage when run as a max unit is insane. Like, you can walk up to a unit you know needs to move, and you can shoot them, and then you can overwatch them as soon as they start to move in the next turn. So you could do some serious damage with them. Like, they're a very powerful max unit. But again, I mean, most people just use them for objectives because they have just so much good objective power and stuff. Like, if you could actually still take Guardian squads and squads of 20, I'd actually consider running a squad of 20 Guardians just for fun. I'd consider that. I don't think it'd be good, but I think it'd be funny. Put, like, Guide on that unit or something like that. Yeah, I can't wait for the sculpts too. What was your question, Matthew? I didn't get that. I'm sorry. Sometimes the messages on this thing disappear for me, so I can't like see them all. Yeah, dude. I think they should give the Warp Spiders to Phoenix Lord. I think they should give every aspect of Phoenix Lord, but they didn't give the Shining Spears to Phoenix Lord when they had their new kits, so I don't know. I don't know if they will, to be honest. Like, and it's sad because I think they should, but they probably just won't. I don't know. GW's kind of they're kind of excuse me. They're kind of bad when it comes to like creating new Eldar stuff. I mean, like what did we really get for new units within the past codex? I mean, the only new unit I think we got was what, Shroud Runners? Like, that's basically it. Like, I guess you could argue we got Corsairs, but Corsairs are more like a neutral thing, I think. Like a Dark Eldar / Eldar thing. Thank you, Phyllis. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I hope that we get some new stuff, though. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want to be like one of those guys that's like, oh, we're never going to get anything, you know? Because that's not true. We're going to get something, but I just don't know when. And GW usually prioritizes Marine factions over us, so. Like, literally when the Imperial Guard Codex came out, like, the Imperial Guard got more new units than we did. Like, they got a tank and they got a new unit. You know? It's like, we just got Shroud Runners and that's it. Basically, right? I know some people will be like, oh, well, that was enough, but Shroud Runners are awesome. You know what? When they came out, I was so salty that they were what we got, because they just literally seemed like Rangers mixed with jet bikes, and I was like, oh, come on, like we couldn't get some cool aspect warrior or something. But actually, you know what though? I'm really happy with Shroud Runners, because Shroud Runners have become one of my favorite units. Like, in hindsight, you know, like they've become one of the coolest units that I own. And I'm really happy that it was Shroud Runners that came out. Which is funny, because I originally came out with a video on this channel saying like how Shroud Runners were just a bad conceptual idea. Yeah, Shroud Runners are cool, man. Like, they're really cool. Like, I totally just dropped the ball on talking about that unit. Like, when I first started this channel, I made a video saying basically that I thought the Shroud Runners were a cop-out unit and they weren't well designed and stuff like that. And I've since changed my mind on them. I think they're cool. And they've gotten stronger too, because when they originally came out and they had their like Eldritch Omens rules, they were kind of shitty, but they've like come into their own with the last codex and now with the index. They're really good. Well, thanks for joining me. Those of you who have, that's good. I wasn't expecting really anyone to show up, but I'm glad that some people are showing up. That's really cool. Just to chill. I mean, I figure we'll have a couple of these per week, and we'll just kind of chill and paint. You know, because I do my painting and stuff, and I figure I might as well just have you guys on board and just talk to you guys too. I think that'd be tight. And if you guys have any questions about anything, like anything Eldar related, like feel free to ask. Or, you know, anything about the channel you want, or maybe some video ideas, whatever. I think I'm going to cover Ynnari next and talk about what I think they're going to look like in competitive play, because I'm telling you guys right now, I know everybody's thinking like Avatar of Cain and like, you know, like Eldar, just craft worlds are just gonna like be still really strong in the competitive scene, but I'm also thinking Ynnari. I think in a year and a half, Felas, I think in a year and a half they're gonna come out with all the other codexes, and then at the end of this year, when they do their like roadmap, Eldar are gonna be one of the first like new factions that come out. By then, I'm thinking we'll probably be like old news, you know? That would be cool, Samil. That would be a really cool idea, dude. That'd be really fucking sick. Like a Storm Guardian, man. But like, not like a Storm Guardian that's like battling anybody, but like a Storm Guardian that's just chilling, you know? Just like a chill, cigar smoking Storm Guardian. You know what I mean? Like, he's sitting back on the craft world. He doesn't give two fucks. He's just chilling out, smoking a cigar with the buds. Smoking a cigar with the Azure, you know? No, that's a terrible idea. That book won't sell shit. I just made that shit up. Honestly, I don't know. I'm a wacko, dude. Like, when I play my games, like, I imagine my army is just like not serious, you know? I'm just not a serious lore guy. I still think that's a good idea, though. Like, just a laid-back Storm Guardian, like thrust into conflict, like doesn't even want to, you know, fight. You know, he wants to like make pottery or some shit. He wants to like just chill out with his homies. And then, you know, the craft world is under attack, so he has to fight. And by the end of it, he ends up becoming like an unexpected hero because he does some crazy shit, you know? It'd be like a D&D thing where like somebody's playing the Storm Guardian and rolls like insanely high on him or something like that, and like takes out freaking Bellicor or something. You know what I mean? You know what's funny? I've been doing this interactive campaign on my channel, and like some people's submissions, they have the funniest shit happen to their guys. Like I had this one guy submit a game, and I mean, I won't say his name because, you know, confidential reasons or whatever, but he submits this game to me, and like his autarch is in a mission where if you roll a 6 on an advance, you basically take a mortal wound because it's a minefield. So this guy has his autarch on 1 wound left, and he rolls a 6. He rolls a 6 and blows himself up, and he submits that to me. And I'm just like, okay, it's going in the story. It's going in the campaign, dude. Like, your freaking autarch blew up on a mine. I just think that's great. That's what's great about Warhammer 40k, man. I really like how they did the new missions and stuff, too. Like, I'm really enjoying it. It's much better than last edition. Like, anybody like sour about the competitive scene in 10th edition, that's fine. Like, I understand that and everything. Like, some people's armies got totally like changed and stuff, but say what you will about that, the missions are fun, dude. The missions are fun. The the general core rules outside of the like stupid, you know, like overpowered shit is fun. Like, you know, I think GW in general did a good job. I just think, obviously they overlooked some stuff, you know, and I think that's where they really messed up is they didn't really truly play test all of the indexes to make sure they were balanced. They just kind of said, "Oh, this seems balanced," and they just kind of released it. And a lot of armies just got the shit end of the stick. Like, I could definitely see in a casual setting, like, somebody picking up a Death Guard army at release and just thinking, like, oh, okay, this is totally balanced. This is totally fun. You know, they're just taking fun units against each other and, like, stuff like that. Yeah, I could see somebody, like, thinking that, you know? For sure. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all. And then, like, some people were like, oh, they didn't play test this at all. And it's like, yeah, of course they didn't, like, play test it like a competitive, like, player. They probably just played a few casual games with it, and that's it. And they called it a day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that's not real play testing and stuff, and, like, that's not what they promised, but they're also not competitive players, you know? Like, you know what I mean? It's like a bunch of us just messing around. I mean, that's basically what GW playtesters are, you know? Just like a bunch of, like, nerds just, like, messing around. And then they just put out whatever they thought was going to be okay. They're like, this will be fine. It's a well-balanced game. Come on. It's like, they just fucked everything up. Well, I think I got most of them. Gosh, it's so blurry. I wish you guys had better quality on this thing. I gotta get his leg on the inside. Have you guys gotten the chance to play any games recently? Like, since the new balance data slate, anybody's gotten a chance to play? Nice, Atomic. Yeah, dude, like, that's tight, man. Well, my recommendation for you guys, if you haven't already done it, is just pick up a combat patrol box. It's super easy. You can basically go to any hobby store with people that play 40K, and you could say, hey, I'm interested in, like, you know, combat patrol, and there'll be people that are interested, you know? Yeah, Daniel, that happens, unfortunately. It's like with GW, like, they change their points, you know? So sometimes you just kind of get stuck with, like, you know, having to either, like, you know, buy more units or reduce your list, and it's kind of unfortunate, but That's what the people want. Never used to be that way, actually. I mean, it used to be that, like, you'd have to wait basically years for anything to change, like, points-wise. Like, they really wouldn't update points, you know? Like, they would update rules, but they wouldn't really update points a lot back in the day. Like, once you had your codex, like, those were the points. Like, and you couldn't really, like, there wasn't really a lot of room to change that, you know? And then, like, of course, that started to change, like, when people started getting into more, like, competitive gaming and stuff. Kill Team's fun, man. Kill Team's a fun game. I really like Kill Team a lot. It's really fun. I like the Eldar Kill Team with the Rangers and stuff. They're cool. Not very competitive, but they're pretty cool. So what do you guys think about Kill Team? Do you guys find it fun? Like to play Kill Team with your buddies? You know what, Samil? I know they have them in stock on Amazon. I've seen them. Corsairs, the Kill Team box, the Void Scarred. Should consider picking them up on Amazon, dude. I think you can pick up a box for like $50, which is kind of expensive for Corsairs. Like, I thought that was kind of expensive, but it's like cheaper than GW, I think. You know what I've always wanted to do? Like, yeah, they haven't really done anything to Kill Team to add to it. They just came out with, I think they've come out with new rules for it, but I think that's about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I may be wrong. I think they came out with new rules, like new abilities and stuff like that for the factions, but that's about it. It's pretty fun, though. I've played a few games myself. It's just I've been busier with like more like traditional like 2K games and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like I enjoyed playing the Ranger Kill Team. I haven't tried the Corsair Kill Team yet, though. I need to try that out. I think like Corsairs might actually be one of the better kill teams too. You know what? I'm gonna be honest though. You know what I didn't like in 9th edition when they came out with the boarding patrols? Man, I did not like the Eldar boarding patrol, man. Like, and I still don't like it. That's one of the boarding patrols I don't think aged well at all. Like, I like the Corsairs and everything, but like last edition, Corsairs, like having that many Corsairs in your army just typically wasn't that good. And it wasn't a good starting place for like a lot of Eldar players. Like the only like usable thing back then was like Banshees, right? And then like this edition, the Banshees aren't good. So like you do not want to use those. So it just kind of sucks, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I think it's I mean, like value wise, it's a good box, but I think um, like model wise, I don't really think it like does much because you have to get Jane Czar and Howling Banshees with it, and they're just not like that good. Of course, if you like Jane Czar and you like the Howling Banshees, like that's really cool and stuff. And you probably just might as well get it, but like still, you know, it's just not like that great of a investment, I feel. They're so cool. I love the Corsair models. They're really cool. Like I've always been a fan of like Dark Eldar and Eldar, so like when they came out with a unit that was literally like half of both, I was like, "Oh, dude, absolutely. That is so freaking cool, dude." Well, I think I'm done with this guy as far as his green goes. I think I got all of his little green parts, his cloak and everything. Now I basically just have to wash it and then like do another coat. Man, I'm telling you though, Rangers, dude, they're a little bit harder to paint than normal Eldar guys, just because you got to basically paint the armor and the cloaks. Cloaks take a long time. Yeah, dude. I mean, you know what's crazy about GW's like marketing strategies? And yeah, their marketing strategies were weird with Inari. They basically just gave up on him. And Joshua, to answer your question about Falcons disembarking, the WTC, tournament organization basically ruled that Falcons and like other vehicles that deep strike that have models in them can disembark. Basically, when they deep strike, they can disembark, and the vehicle counts as moving, so the squad inside can't charge, and you still have to be outside of 9 inches and stuff. So all those restrictions still apply, but you can do it. But it would be helpful if GW just came out with an FAQ and, straight up said, yes, you can do it. But I'm pretty sure they can. Yeah, I mean, it's basically, it's one of those things. It's, you can do it. I mean, as it's interpreted or whatever, I know that's not the official way to do it, but, like, it's obviously intended, and that's what the WC and a lot of other tournament rulings, like I was at a tournament a couple weeks ago and that's how they were ruling it, so that's how I'm going to play it. Like, the whole debate about it is that because reserves come in at the end of the phase, that the unit can't disembark or whatever, but I don't agree with that. I think that for the detachment bonuses and things like that, I think what we're going to see is like one for each type of craft world, like we're going to see a Wind Rider detachment. We're going to see a Ghost Warrior detachment. We're going to see an Aspect Assault detachment. We're going to see like all the different like main craft worlds being represented in detachments. That's easily what they're going to do. You're going to have a bonus to Wraiths, a bonus to Aspect Warriors. You're going to have a bonus to Rangers and like Shroud Runners and stuff, Outcasts. Yeah, I agree, Josh. That's exactly what it would be, dude. It'd be absolutely worthless to have deep strike on transports if you couldn't disembark the turn you came in. So, I mean, I guess you could use rapid ingress, right? But I mean, you might want to do that anyway. There might be situations where you just want to do rapid ingress anyway, regardless. Yeah, and for Yunari, you'll have bonuses to melee. Although, I have to say, guys, melee is not that great this edition. It's not as good as it was. Like Eldar melee, especially. I mean, other factions can do melee like pretty decently, but like Eldar melee is just not what it used to be. Unfortunately, Like, I think what people don't realize about Eldar melee is we actually lost a lot of like compounding buffs that we had. Like we used to have